Hello and welcome back to another Tea Time with me, Meoni. And this time I'm joined by my good friend James. Once again, hi James.
Hey.
I'm gonna do the bow thing later than usual. 3, 2, 1, bow. I see, caught you out. Caught you out. You can't get him every time. But anyway, the purpose of this tea time, as people probably already know, is to waffle on about complete garbage. No, it's to talk about Fanfest 2021 around the world, which is taking place, well, literally like soon, like a day and a bit, right? Technically, for us.
38 hours, I think.
Something like that. So May the 15th and 16th is your main dates for this. And for us, it begins at 2 a.m. BST on the 15th of May. 2 in the morning, James. Are you looking forward to staying up with me and seeing all of those unveils?
You mean waking up?
Waking up and just, like just waking up in the morning, getting yourself a cup of tea, and then getting some FanFest news whilst everyone else is asleep. That's usually what happens with these things, isn't it?
Yeah, generally, yeah.
Yeah, usually it's just a live letter, though. But we do have a live letter as well this time.
That's not until Sunday, though, is it?
That's right. So we have live letter, we have Keynote, we have all sorts of things.
Which was better than the last one, where his live letter was like 4 hours after the keynote.
This is true, yeah. This is
It was
very
up till
true.
like 8 in the morning.
Oh, well, you were up till 8 in the morning. I was up till like 11, like still doing work. So that was...
yeah, I don't have to do work. I was there optionally.
This is true. Yeah, you just had real life work to do. Retail, yes. Goodness. Yes. Anyway, so the purpose of this particular thing was I wanted to sit down with James because James is pretty good when it comes to predicting things. I think we both have a pretty good idea, but I want to see what you personally think and see if it aligns with me, as is a half-naked bunny guy in the background. That's why we film in Limsa. Literally. Look at that guy's abs. Jeez. Holy crap. That's definitely steroid abuse. There's definitely steroid abuse. I'm going to sit down by the campfire before I, get carried away here. So, as I was saying, your main prediction, what is the biggest thing you think that they will announce this weekend?
The biggest thing is going to be data center travel, isn't it?
Yeah? You really think they're going to hit that nail on the head as hard as possible and really hammer that one in?
Yeah, well, I imagine it's going to come out before the expansion, isn't it? So,
yeah,
it's going to be something they want to show off pre-hand to get people into the game before the expansion and stuff.
Yeah, the rumors were 5.58.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm not sure what the basis for that was, but apparently that's the thrown around patch at the moment. It does make sense because that's kind of like the patch before the expansion. And usually, if you remember how they dealt with stuff before with cross server,
that came out a bit before as well.
That was in a I think it was in a .8 patch as well, just after they'd wrapped up the storyline, which we just pretty much have, apart from the 5.5 part 2, right? And then after we get the cliffhanger ending at the end of this next patch that comes with Bosger, etc. Sorry, Zadnor. We should have 5.58, which should have
probably somewhere around August time.
Yeah, I love sitting here. You get some very interesting views. Right now, my camera is clipped into someone's thighs as they're teleporting. Fantastic. They're just fantastic. Oh dear, there's something for everyone, isn't there? But yeah, so we should see. I think I would agree with that potential rumor that 5.58 is likely to have that not cross region, but cross data center travel. Now the question is about the cross region nature of that, whether or not that will be limited to Chaos and Light, for example, on Europe, Ether and Primal, etc. on the US, Gaia and what the other ones.
Crystal.
I'm giving examples of like, because that's cross data center travel. That isn't cross region travel, and nowhere have they mentioned that. So a lot of people,
a
lot of people have presumed that would be included in it. But
I still think they're pushing it back to Europe-wide,
yeah,
America and Japan. Basically, we're going to get back all the players that they took from us,
yeah.
like 2 years ago.
So when Zeppler went on Light Data Center, after that split, and that was the last time I saw her, because last time I saw her I was in Eureka. She goes to Light, and I end up drifting towards Chaos. It's like, okay, now you've divided Europe, one of the smallest player bases in the entire world, that didn't need a split. This is basically like, hey, there you go. Now you can play with them, because they know for a fact that it's going to be low latency, right? Because it's the same servers, basically, just split. So they can get away with that.
It basically just takes a load off the instant server, doesn't it? By not having everyone on one set server.
Doesn't it come across to you, though, kind of like taking a feature out of the game, like how we could go to, play with those other servers anyway, and then just almost, I know they're not selling it, but reselling it back to you as a new feature? That's what it feels like to me a little bit.
Yeah, it is, but I imagine it's also something. I mean, keeping Europe all as one data center probably wouldn't have worked.
No.
So having this data center split and then basically remerging them, but with restrictions, it's like they don't have to store like retainer data or anything on Light Data Center if you travel there. Because
these restrictions, though, we all know that what those restrictions will probably focus around will be market boards and such. I very much doubt we'll be able to purchase from, for example.
Well, I don't see how they would restrict that, because that's not really anything that needs restrict. Why is there dude ass in my face?
Yeah, but if I went to Odin, I don't necessarily think that Odin on Light, me visiting from Chaos, I don't think it's gonna let me purchase the stuff from there, because I think really.
Because that would require them actually having to code in a block onto your account.
That's quite interesting then, because already it's been a huge divide already after the split. I've noticed, because I was looking on mogboard.com at the different data center, the price for individual items, and Light Data Center is just everything's too expensive, way too expensive. Like on Chaos, Cerberus exists, Cerberus and Lewis War exists, so there's
I don't see him putting extra work into try and put code into the game that literally you'd have to put an ID on everyone's account, that when you went to buy something it checked an ID to make sure you was on that data center.
So you are in the firm belief that there won't be restrictions on purchasing, in your opinion?
The restrictions will be exactly the same as server visit, because basically all they're doing is the same thing, but traveling between data centers instead of servers.
Right.
Basically, all they're doing is connecting the data centers together, isn't it? Things like retainers and that, which are stored on the actual server, because it has to actually connect to the server. Like your retainer has to have backdoor access into the server market board and everything else.
Yeah.
Trying to move that as well is a crap ton of work, but just moving your character data like they do with an instance, when you put it in an instance server, isn't particularly difficult, but you've got a lot of the restrictions you'd have when you're in an instance server.
Well, I mean, it remains to be seen if either is correct. I just don't think they will, for some arbitrary reason. I think it's mostly.
Then again, didn't a lot of people think that when they said cross-server visits as well?
True. I don't know. It really depends on one factor. If there is bundled in that the cross-region based tag, if people can truly come from like a crystal data center and say hello to Meoni, that might be the nail in the coffin for your argument there. But we don't know, because no one's asked it. I've seen so many influencers get interviews with Yoshi P, and not a single one of them has touched on data center travel. And I'm just like, really, guys? Really?
Well, I think people are just under the assumption that when they say data center travel, they just mean any data center.
Right, but that's actually a foolish way of thinking, because...
Yeah. I mean, for one, they'd have to get around lag, for one.
Well, yeah, but
latency.
I mean, we have Americans such as, shout out to Father Fenway, who are
Oh,
in our FC. He plays from another part of the world, and he has like slightly higher latency, but it doesn't affect him. He still enjoys the content, but he knows that playing at that slightly higher latency is the price he pays for playing with people he wants to play with. And I think
yes,
a
but
lot.
you know full well people aren't going to look at it like that. They're going to go in and go, "Oh, this is terrible service. It doesn't work properly. I'm lagging like hell."
Is that the reason you think that they might not actually do cross region? Because I would agree with
Yeah,
that. I think from a Square Enix perspective, if you were selling a game to like your boardroom, okay, and
yeah,
you were like, this new feature is going to make it so that more players can play together, and then say for instance such and such industry professional plays said game, then
yeah,
goes and does that cross data center stuff, cross region, and has a negative experience, that's going to look negatively on the company. So I would
yeah. If
agree
you
with
like,
that being the
yeah, if
reason.
we went to like a Japan server or something, you had like 300 ping or something.
Yeah.
If you got like a media outlet who probably doesn't play a lot of like, who probably didn't read into it that much and went,
Mm.
it's really laggy, the game engine's terrible because it's unresponsive and all that stuff, then yeah. And then you're gonna have the people who don't read the patch notes and just get a basic version of, oh yes, you can travel now, and then they're like, oh, this is crap.
Unless they are literally heads up display in the game, like by traveling to another region's data center, you are hereby agreeing to the following: your experience may differ based on latency whilst you are in a visited realm from your current location. Square Enix PLC detects no responsibility for lagging.
Sticking a Yule in a region teleport.
To be fair, though, you have the tick box agreement thing in so many
Yeah,
places in this game. What's wrong with putting it in front of the Aetheryte? I'm
yeah,
pretty sure there's an Aetheryte. There's one already, isn't there? A basic one. All they'd need to do is type, "Look, your experience is going to probably be shit. Have
yeah,
fun, try your best, don't complain to us. It's just, you know,
yeah.
you located in the wrong part of the world." That's what it comes down to. I'm personally up for the cross region. I would love to
Yeah.
have people from, American servers come and say hello, and I would love to go and see them with my actual main character instead of me paying numerous amounts of money to boost alts, because that's what I
Yeah.
have been doing. I've been creating alts on each of the data centers and then paying to boost them just up to level 70 so that I can say hello to them and skip that, the whole crap of unlocking that stuff. It's an absolute nightmare, really. So this would answer that, but at the same time, I am really kind of skeptical that we would see cross region simply based
Yeah.
on the experience
Yeah, because we
um,
don't
of
really
the
know
player.
how cross server works, do we?
It's true. It's this whole infrastructure is something
Yeah,
that's
because the way it
beyond me.
looked when they showed cross server off, it looked like they literally were linking servers together with
Yeah.
extra pathways. If they have to do that regionally, that's a lot
Do you are you familiar with Eve Online?
in name.
Okay, so Eve Online has a mega server.
Mm.
And basically, the way they get around latency in big ship battles and stuff is they have time dilation. So they have a delay built in that's server side, depending on, so everybody has the
Yeah.
same amount of time to react to a situation. So in a large ship battle, a large scale thing, it basically turns into a turn based game at that point, but it's
Right.
still an MMO. It's still like an action packed, hair trigger sort of reaction thing, but it turns into that kind of like you have to wait for the server because of everybody's connection, but it's one big server made up of multiple other servers
Yeah.
dotted around the world, right? As far as I'm aware. So a lot of people, including myself a long time ago, thought that they were going to do the mega server idea, and it was poo-pooed quite a lot, but this is actually almost seemingly going towards that, because it's much easier to maintain from what I hear anyway.
Well, I suppose it depends on how much they need to communicate with your home server when you're cross server.
Yeah,
Because I
that's true.
mean, obviously they don't take all your data and just transfer it because
No.
That's stupid. But I mean, how much they need to communicate with the home server would be the limiting factor of how far they can go. Because I mean, if you need to go to America, and then they have to, if it needs to communicate back with Ragnarok, for example, they need a link between Ragnarok and the server you're on.
There's also other things to think about as well that you've just brought up with the latency between server side and client side. The further your client is from talking to the server, the more exploitation can happen. I think you're aware of certain games who have had gold. In those games it's gold. In this game it would be guild duplication. And that's simply because of latency between client and servers interacting and updating. And if you can do an action within that time frame, then you can essentially sell something and buy it back before the server even realizes, but you keep the currency. That's an example of one thing that could happen and has happened in other games. So if it is going to be cross-region, I'll just finalize this bit, then there'll be lots to think about on their side that could potentially open up other wounds that aren't a problem at the moment, really, as far as I can tell. But I would love there to still be cross data center, including cross region. I just doubt it. That's my problem with this. I want to be pleasantly surprised, but again, none of these outlets, media outlets, or influencers who have had an opportunity to ask Yoshi P have asked that question, and it's really quite confusing. It's almost like maybe they've had the question and they're refusing to answer it, or maybe no one has literally thought about it. I have no idea.
Yeah, maybe they're just too busy thinking about Endwalker.
I know, but this is paving the way for endwalker.
Yeah.
Your back end is the most important part of the game.
Well, this is it. This is the cross data center is going to be a big draw for people returning who friends got split and they don't want to pay.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of people who even if it is just between Chaos and Light, for example, the two European servers, two data centers rather. A lot of people will return just simply because they're like, oh, I can now play with my friend Fred. I'm not paying £20-something or whatever it is to transfer my character.
Yeah, because they might have friends on either side, and it's like,
right.
Or you pay for an extra character and then spend all hundreds of hours or quite a lot of money to boost the character.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Oh. So anyway, let's move on to other things then. I think that you think that they're going to talk about it. They're going to properly go through it. Is that what you think?
I think they've got to.
In the keynote or?
Not in the keynote. Live letter.
So you think that will be live letter? Okay, because that's more appropriate.
Because I think that's going to be a demo sort of thing as well.
Okay, so let's move on to Keynote then. I want to get your big prediction for your Keynote address. So this is Endwalker related. What do you think they'll talk about first? Now, the easy low-hanging fruit is the job, right?
There's going to be a full trailer, isn't there?
You think that there's going to be a full trailer for the job? I mean, there was for Sage, wasn't there? Like a teaser.
Probably a full trailer for Endwalker as well, I'd imagine.
Yeah, a lot of people have said, no, Meoni, we've already seen the trailer for Endwalker.
That's a teaser trailer.
And that's what I say to them. That's a teaser trailer. That's
nowhere near long enough.
No. The trailer it's usually enormous.
Yeah.
Remember
the Stormblood one?
Well, it was three different trailers.
Well, the trailer we got for Shadowbringers was literally the benchmarked thing. Most half of it was massive because you had the dancer going through and everything, didn't you?
Yeah, basically.
Reveal, which I think it might be the thing. They might have an extra trailer with the job reveal in it.
Well, the Shadowbringers trailer, as you know, was individually 3 separate trailers that were composed very differently by Soken. And then eventually they created it into one big, long trailer. And then it was re-orchestrated and redone by Soken, and it added more detail because a lot of the first 2 trailers were completely, it implied something completely different. And then when you put it together, it became this huge, oh my goodness. I think they're definitely going to go that way again.
Yeah, which I think is what they was planning on doing, and a trailer at each Fanfest sort of thing after the announcement. But then because of cancelled and all the other crap, I think they might just push the whole full trailer. Because I mean,
Yeah.
They're not really going to have another announcement, big
E3.
showcase, are they?
I mean, you've got
Yeah.
E3.
Yeah, but I think are they really going to push just a giant trailer at E3 instead of at their own event?
Probably not. No.
Yeah.
They need, as soon as they get that trailer out there, we know for a fact, as soon as they get that trailer out there, they are going to start making money, you
Yeah.
know, because the trailer is the thing that sells every game. And if it's as good as Shadowbringers trailer, which it will be,
Oh
okay,
yes.
right, with the team working on it.
The one thing they are very, very, very good at is cinematics.
Yeah, the CGI team is
Yeah.
like, I used to think that World of Warcraft's cinematic team was like the best on the planet. I've rethinked that. I really have. These guys have just every little detail. I've watched those trailers I don't
Oh,
know how many times, and you always see something new.
yeah. I
You
watched
know,
them all the way going back to that Realm Reborn trailers, all the way back up.
yeah, there's like this dirt on the character's face that appears after a certain attack, or like there's
Yeah.
dust that appears, and I'm like, wow, I didn't see that before. But yeah, I think you're probably right. We should probably see a trailer. I do think that the jobs will get the job. Scythe Man, I think, will probably
Yes.
get his trailer, showing
Probably
off a
have,
couple of
yeah.
his abilities.
I think that might be the first thing, wouldn't it? It'd be a full trailer with next job reveal,
Yeah,
and then into a trailer for that, and then they'll talk about aspects and stuff like that. Like they did basically what they did with Sage, I think.
I think they might show some hints of pandemonium.
Yeah, I think there'll be some little bits. Yeah,
Hmm. Yes.
and probably a few bits of areas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because we only got the one, didn't we, last time? Well, proper one.
Do you think
Proper
they'll actually sit down and talk about Sage's abilities, or?
live letter, maybe. But I think live letter is going to be more based on
Yeah.
5.5.2
Hmm.
and the run up. So I don't think Sage is going to get much because there'll be a live letter before Endwalker,
True.
which will focus on 6 point, which I think will focus on 6.0 and like job adjustments and all that, which will come up for
Does that
Endwalker.
mean then that surely though at some point they must release like a job action trailer for all of the jobs like they did with Shadowbringers,
Yes,
right?
but that will be a live letter. And I think they're going to do a live letter because they've been talking about because obviously all new jobs, all new.
Mm.
Because if you remember, they did the whole Fanfesty thing, didn't they? Where you got, and then they sent you out all the new job abilities, and they did the whole live letter with them going through like new jobs and stuff, didn't they?
Yeah,
So I think,
it was quite a lengthy one that yeah.
yeah, so I think they'll do that with new skills and abilities they're doing for new jobs. Like we got Xeno and all that. They went through, didn't they? And Umbral Soul for Shadowbringers for Black Mage, and then and then they actually went through Dancer and I can't remember what the other one was in Gunbreaker. No, what's it Gunbreaker? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They basically went through like a basic rotation-y sort of play style, wouldn't they?
Oh, and they also released that really helpful lodestone page where they had all of the jobs and it told you like the basic combos and stuff. That was pretty good actually, especially for Gunbreaker, because for me especially, I was like, oh, that's what that does. But there was also, you got to remember, a lot of the job stuff was broken down by content creators from the media tour, of which I didn't get to be a part of last year, and there isn't a media tour this year, as far as we're aware. There's certainly not any kind of digital version of it that I'm aware of, unless I'm not privy to that information. But
I imagine they will do one like closer to the time, and then send out footage and stuff. Because
yeah, it would be nice if they just gave us a package of footage.
Yeah. This is
They
just
didn't
send you
last
out.
time though.
No, you had to get help from people, didn't you?
Yeah, Brian from Work to Game, shout out to Work to Game. Actually, Brian and Chris gave me footage to work from last time because they got to be part of the media tour, which was really nice. But for some reason, they didn't show much of European interest last time. So maybe
When do they ever?
You said it, not me.
James's views do not.
There was this incredible GIF actually that was posted on the crap post Reddit and also the official 14 Reddit. It was that good that they posted on the official one, and I had to laugh. There was a picture of this Japan audience. There's like a picture of Square Enix. It's just like a Square Enix logo, right? And there's the Japan audience, and they're like just throwing things out to them, yeah. And then there's the American audience, which is like half as much in Square Enix's eyes, and they're just throwing a few things. And then there's EU, which is just like in the back in this dusty closet, like going like peeking through the holes with, and it zoomed in, and it was Fry from Futurama's face going, It was like, this is EU representation. It's like, oh. I have no idea. No, I don't know. I don't have much of an opinion on it other than it would just be nice to see lots of other creators being involved. I know there's the nature of, America has a Square Enix office and, obviously Japan is where the game's based. It's just sometimes it'd be nice to have some other people. I'm not talking necessarily even about myself at all. There are plenty of people that do this way better than I do that are European. You've got plenty of people that could do with that kind of opportunity that would really blow the lid off of some of their stuff. It would be amazing. But I don't know what the situation is with that. But it's got better over the years. It's just yeah. So anyway, I don't know about any media tour or anything. I don't think there's going to be one. But it would be nice if they just did like a press pack with some job action videos or something, so that everybody could have an opportunity to talk about that stuff.
Do a live letter where he showcases it, record him doing it, and then literally just send out that video of him doing the skills and some info. It's just basically something you could have as a background for your videos and stuff, and people can analyze.
Yeah. So we think there's going to be obviously the trailers for the job, probably a little bit of a future breakdown of things. I don't think they'll have that in a keynote. What other things in the keynote will there be? I think one of the things that is unpopular, but one of the things I would like to see is more Island Sanctuary information. I know that's probably like 2% of the player base, myself included, that are actually really hyped for that. Mainly because a lot of us think that this is going to be the answer to the housing problem, because a lot of people just want somewhere they can chill. It doesn't necessarily need to be a house, just at some instanced content. And the way they make it out is like it's a phased, instanced thing that's your own. Yeah. And that, to me, is instance housing.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a plot of land with no house, the fact I can go there, it is mine on my own, and things I do affect it visually, even cosmetically or whatever. That is something I want. I can't wait to see what that content's like. But it would be nice to see more info on that. Or just a little bit of a trailer for it. Like just have like a really funny trailer where there's like a pig snorting, and then it's like and then there's like a ranch, and it's like and there's all the, I don't know what that noise was, all the chocobos like quaying.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, a bit of a zoom out of a windmill, and then it's like sanctuary or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, there'll be over and out. Yeah.
This is how I see it in my head. Just this little unveil trailer. I don't want like millions of details. I just want this little. I want to see just a glimpse of what the island looks like instead of just on concept art. Just show me a pig. Show me a chocobo. Show me the idea of breeding the chocobos. Even if it's like a rocking stable off the side of the screen or something like The Sims, right? Just show me like me stood there as Warrior of Light, wiping my brow and sticking a pitchfork in the ground, and that'll be like that's me. That would be what I want from this. I would just. You want the collector's edition? I'm buying that right now. It's a way to sell the game, and they know for a fact that this is a much bigger feature than even they themselves realize. Actually, from talking to the majority,
I'm pretty sure they know how big this is going to be.
I've talked.
I'm pretty sure they literally push this on and go, you know what, this will solve the housing thing because no one's going to moan so much if they have thing.
Well, yeah, me included. Even though I've got a house, but I'm like, well, damn,
Yeah,
I
but
don't really need one
basically,
now.
I think it basically means anyone who complains about housing situation then ain't going to fix it. This is their fix for the housing.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be more wards. There's always going to be more plots added, but it's never going to be enough to sate the community. And
And you're still going to be
thirst.
in there for 26 million hours clicking on a placard.
This is pretty true, unless they, announce some changes to that, which I very highly doubt at this point. I really
Yeah,
do.
they're not changing a thing. Let's be honest. They've basically gone. It is what it is. Let's distract them with a farm where you can stick in minions.
It's a good distraction, and I love a distraction. Don't you dare put down my distraction.
No, but in reality, what they should really be doing is implementing that and fixing the housing. But they won't.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people have said they're looking forward to seeing if it's going to be like, can you visit the island sanctuaries of other players and stuff, and how that
Yeah,
works.
they already said you can.
Yeah, so how that works. So it's like instance based. I
Yes.
just know that the instance servers are going to shit the bed day one of that content.
Well, I imagine they'd have their own dedicated instance servers outside of.
They're still going to crash horribly. You know it. This content, honestly, is more important than anybody realizes. Like, people might be going, "Oh, it's just something for the casuals." No, I know so many people who endgame raid. Okay, I'm in communications with people who have done ultimate, and the rest of it. Okay, and all of them have said, "Damn, I am so hyped for Island Sanctuary." I'm like, huh? It makes my head turn, and then I'm like, oh yeah, you're just a person at the end of the day. You like multiple things. Not everyone is put into this category of a hardcore raider that only likes hardcore stuff and a casual who only does this. You know what I mean? It's so easy to forget because for some reason there's this
I only do
stigma.
savage raiding.
Yeah, that's the stigma. You can only be one or the other. It's like, what planet do you come from? I mean, we do some savage raiding. When there's a tier that we have tanks for that don't, disappear.
Come
But
back, Dano, please.
yeah, we're looking forward to our tank returning. We're refusing to like.
7 months with no internet and been on active service.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to when he's back, so we can actually get back into something. But we didn't do this tier. But I've noticed some people have looked down upon the gear I'm wearing because it's just tombstone stuff and it's not complete, and I couldn't be bothered. I'm just like, well, okay, for the first time, I've got like just normal tombstone gear that doesn't mean anything. I've not upgraded anything. I've got no raid gear, and now I'm starting to see people's like reactions to that. I'm like, this. Apparently, this filthy casual. It's like, okay, that's an interesting perspective, but just because you choose not to do some content makes you instantly the opposite of them. It's quite interesting. I mean, I've always seen myself as a casual piece of crap anyway. I don't really care what people see me as. It was just interesting to see that there is that category of you can only be one or the other in some people's eyes. And those voices speak a lot louder than I think a lot of other people's. But I think most people just don't give a crap. They like to do everything. And Island Sanctuary, no matter how many people want to try and use that as some excuse for Ultimate being delayed, apparently, or the rest of it, some of these unintelligent individuals.
Stupid minion farms taking away our raiding experience.
Yeah, oh my god.
Oh my god, why are they taking off the dude who designs the ultimate raids to do a farm?
Can you imagine that?
Oh, what you want about? What you don't realise is when you put all your minions down, you have primals that fly in, and you have to protect your minions from the primals in ultimate battles.
Oh, we should preface that we know that me and James, and you should know that there are multiple different people on the teams that work on different pieces of content. We know that. A lot of people in our community don't. And the things we've been reading recently are, stupid furries. What was it? Stupid furries. Stupid casuals. Ruining everything for everybody. They're prioritizing you lot casuals over us hardcore raiders. It's like, that's not true. at all. The reason for your delay was nothing to do with the island
The
sanctuary.
reason for the delay is because it got pushed back because they had to turn everyone from home, and unfortunately, the main battle designers are working on the expansion, not fucking raiding content.
That's the
And
thing.
sorry,
though.
as we swore.
It's okay, but it's like yes, work from home orders. Okay, what's easier to work from home on, right? Placing a minion in some ground and making him dig a little hole, all right, and going, oh, that's cute, and then sending those files, or guys, we need to QA test an ultimate fight, and if we mess up once, then this is going to look terrible for the entire game. We need to get this right. Oh, but we're all working at home, and the server infrastructure's garbage, and we're struggling, and we can't go in to share things, so we're having to like send feedback. It's a nightmare. The two things should never be compared. They're so different.
Yeah.
Even if they did have one or two people that worked on multiple things, it's not the case.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, the person who does ultimate is the main battle designer, isn't it?
Right, but it's not
basically
just one man. It's
well,
not
no,
one man or one
but
woman.
but it's the oversee. Yeah,
there's more.
basically
there's like 30
yeah,
people,
that main battle team is the one who does a lot of the coding for the battle systems in expansions.
Yeah. But
one's more important than the other.
Yeah, but there we go. We're to blame for this, and I'm so happy that we're to blame for it.
I'll personally take the blame that Ultimate has been delayed.
Yeah, I would also love to take that burden. You can blame me for the lack of Ultimate in the 5.5 series. I would much rather have an expansion with an actual Ultimate that works, that is properly tested, that you can all enjoy, and I can enjoy watching you do, because I'm not to the skill level on Twitch, and cheer you all on for the world first race. That's what I would rather, but I would much rather have an expansion on time, even though it's not on time anyway, and just them to focus on, stuff like that. And if one part of the team that doesn't do any of that wants to create Island Sanctuary, which is a great idea, in my opinion, I say why not? Why not? It's a great thing. I don't know. It's a mute argument that people just like to throw their toys out of the pram as soon as they don't get what they want particularly. If I didn't get Island Sanctuary, it'd be a disappointment, but it wouldn't be enough to the point where I go on social media or make a video about, Square Enix this, Square Enix that. I'm not that sort of person, and I certainly don't see the point.
Yeah, he's great.
But
give me my minion farm. No. It's pretty much what it is. It's pretty much just a minion farm at this point, isn't it?
A minion farm. I don't know what you can do. That's the tantalizing thing about Island Sanctuary to me is the prospect of.
Well, it turns out it's actually Lord of the Millions version 2.
I'd be fine with that. The first version's terrible. They can only improve on it. Oh dear. So we're thinking that. I think they'll touch on Island Sanctuary. I would like a little overview.
I'm waiting for the comments of people saying it's a Diadem rehash again.
No, not again. No, Diadem's in a good place right now. They just need to scale it to level 90 and we're good.
Oh, yeah.
So we think Reaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all thinking that kind of scythe wielder at the end of the day. I've seen a lot of people come up with some other ideas. Some people are still on the idea of a necromancer for a melee, which just... I mean, that's basically a Reaper that absorbs souls. It's the same thing. Some people have said that they might... sorry, I'm trying to keep a straight face. Wanting another pet class. Not going to happen. Not going to happen, I'm afraid. They already lament the use of Summoner. They hate the fact that there are even pets for Summoner. It's created so much extra work. Of course, in Mr. Happy's recent interview... Yoshi P alluded to the idea of Eggy Glamours, finally getting some more of those thingies. That's cool.
You mean only like 6 years later?
Yeah, well, it's a process of priority, James, at the end of the day, isn't it? And it was not very high on priority as a Glamour.
I mean, to be fair, they could get some dude from the Mog Station list to make an Eggy Glamour.
I don't know. I have no idea. Some people are predicting female and male here in Hrothgar.
It's a possibility.
I would put that probably.
But to be fair, I'd rather they actually fix Viera and Hrothgar first.
Well, Hrothgar, you have to pay £5 to change your hairstyle. Vieira, it's just simply something they could tick in a box in the files to make them so that it could wear more hats. The hairstyles for Vieira and Hrothgar are just a bit of a pee take, really, when they announce something like, look at this new hairstyle that nobody apart from, everyone can use apart from these two people. It's, So any chance of adding variants, I think, is probably going to irritate a lot of people. I don't know, I could be wrong. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll just pop that one in. There's always an unpopular decision in an announcement at a keynote. And, last time it was Blue Mage. So...
Oh, God, new limited job. Do you reckon we're getting a new limited job as well?
I hope not. And that's probably a very unpopular opinion. I think limited job in itself is a great concept. I think Blue Mage in itself is a great idea, but it's not fleshed out. It doesn't have constant content to do. Oh, but Meoni, you've not done synchronized Alexander. No, but neither of you probably. It's not on my list because I don't know. Like, and then, you've not done Omega synchronized with Blue Mages for a title. Come on, really? I mean, yeah, okay. For some people, the title's big. It's not enough for me. It's not enough for Joe Blogs, the general... I was going to say Jane Doe, but that's a dead person. Like, the general person to just go like, yeah, Blue Mage. It's like Blue Mage cut stuff. It's like, okay, you've gone and done Alexander. Okay, you've got your fancy Morbol mount. You've gone and done Omega. You got your title. Okay, tell me, please... what is next for Blue Mage? What do you do? Oh, well, I've done the entirety of a mass carnival, right? Okay. Some people have done speed runs, really cool speed runs on YouTube. Excellent stuff. I've been like captivated by some of the speed runs. I love speed running. All right, cool. So the best times have pretty much already been met because they're that good at it. What is there to do with Blue Mage?
Well, surely the limited job system needs fleshing out, which means more jobs.
More jobs, though. Adding more jobs when the jobs that you have, or job that you have, has nothing to do, doesn't necessarily make it better for Blue Mage or any other job.
Unless, of course, they somehow make it so...
Unless they bring in limited job PvP, I'm not interested. I started off probably the most positive in the community about Blue Mage at the start of all of this, if you remember, when it was first announced, when everyone else was saying, oh, limited job, and I was all for it, because I knew that there was, prospect within that. What I didn't realize is how long it would take for us to see any kind of fleshed out content for that, and that's why I've made like a bit of a 360. I love Blue Mage. I like collecting the spells. I like using the spells. I like feeling powerful. It could be more powerful in places. I think that's a bit crap, honestly, in some of the, like, one boss that you can insta-kill in a dungeon and the rest are just a garbage truck. I can kill all of the mobs fast. The only time I ever use Blue Mage, and I think most people will agree, in general play, is when I'm trying to do, like, Aurum Veil for Moogle Tomes, or some other content for Moogle Tomes, or something.
I don't think it's actually that much quicker, is it?
Well, like, I used it a little bit for the resistance weapon in Anti-Tower, but in essence, unless you have 4 Blue Mages and stuff, or, I don't know, unless you're in that sort of group that wants to do more than, like, 3 runs, which is very rare, by the way, you're just not going to get the mileage out of it. You might as well just queue up as tank or a healer or a DPS and just do it. I just feel that there's such a lot missing from a limited job system that could make it so much better. And I already enjoy it, but I want it to be something I can choose to do. Because at the minute, you've got your end game jobs that can do things, and then you've got Blue Mage that really just doesn't have much to do. It'd be nice if I could just, I don't know, just queue for something, like a specific queue for Blue Mages only or something, like a proper queue system.
I mean, a limited job roulette.
Yeah. Even that wouldn't be bad.
But then you'd need extra limited jobs, wouldn't you?
Sure, just add them as you want in the future. Just give us limited job roulette, and it's like, oh, well, it's Blue Mage at the minute, but they'll add more in the future. Yes, it's broken, but give them like different rewards or something for speed completion. Give people, if you complete this dungeon under 5 minutes, you get a gold sticker, and if you collect 5 of these gold stickers from doing 5 dungeons under this certain amount of time, then we'll give you, I don't know, some glamour or something, a blue mage cane that's pretty, or a hat.
Yeah, you know, you could have a roulette which sends you to a random trial,
yeah,
or dungeon, but then you have like a staging area to sort out spells and that, and then you run the dungeon. So it's like you get jumped in, you have to fix.
When you go into Delabrum Regine and you have that altar, but for blue mage,
that'd be cool, because then you're like, oh, I've got this. Oh, I need this spell. Oh, who's going tank, healer, whatever.
I think if we had that, me and you would actually be doing more blue. We would be doing blue mage stuff. I know we would.
I haven't actually touched my blue mage since I helped you power level it.
But like, if we had that and there was some cool rewards, you know,
it'd be quite cool. Yeah,
we'd do that.
It's definitely more of a, you know, sort of raidy experience. Isn't it? You jump in and it's like you go into a random dungeon. You're like, well, what spells do I need?
Yeah.
And you kind of having to sort stuff out and stuff like that, aren't you? And it'd be quite cool, I think. Be a cool idea.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would be an interesting... Yeah, I don't know. There needs to be something at the end of the day. I just don't think that the answer is adding more limited jobs when there's nothing there in the basis, unless it's at the same time as adding like limited job PvP, for example, which I know a lot of people would say, oh, it wouldn't work, it'd be broken. Yeah, that's why it would work. Because it would be fun. And PvP, for me, again, unpopular opinion, you go in there and it's like, okay, different abilities, but you don't really feel that powerful. You know, there's a lot of tactics to that, and that's fair enough. That's you know, that might be how it's designed to be. But sometimes you just want to blow someone's head off. You know, like just see the big silly numbers and then get silly numbers against you. It would just be hilarious. Just a free for all of just explosions and Ravana attacks and random Shiva attacks, and you're like, oh wow, geez, I've been hit by a blender. But it would be fun, right? You'd have some fun in that. I don't know.
Oh, you mean Blue Mage PvP, but forced first person with full spell effects on?
That's not what I said, but that sounds painful. Yeesh. Ah, damn. I think one thing that I would like to see them announce is with the inventory space, I want them to announce more glamour plate storage and just storage in general. And we've decided to increase the size of your inventory another 2 tabs worth on expanded inventory. You know, that's something I would like to see. I want more space just in general.
Well, I think they might increase glamour plates up to 20. I think. Well, because that's one for pretty much every battle job, isn't it? Which makes sense.
It would make better sense, yeah.
And then, well, we know we're getting more armory space because of removal of belts and it being split into all the other ones. With some redundancy, isn't it? So there's a few extra, and then a bit of a redundancy for extra.
I just want another 2 tabs worth of inventory space, and you know, the Chocobo saddlebag maybe. I don't know, increase the size of that. I don't know, something. Glamour.
I don't have any issue.
Yeah, but the glamour storage could do with an upgrade.
400, yeah.
Housing needs to have more than the slots that we currently have.
Okay, can we just get to the point? Housing needs to have more than like 40 slots for outside, right?
Well, yeah, because your choice is like this table thing and then like a few other bits. It sounds like a lot, but on a large plot, 40 slots is like nothing.
Yes.
You can't decorate it.
I was looking at Paris and I was like, it looks so cool. And I was like, but you've got this whole massive space here. He's like, yeah, I ran out of room. I can't put anything else down. No slots.
Well, inside it's 400, right? And 400 sounds like a lot of slots. 400 is nothing for a large.
It's massive inside houses, isn't it?
If you decorate like we have the downstairs with the staged area for events that we do on Twitch and stuff like that, then you are going to suffer elsewhere in the house. You know, you go upstairs and it's like, oh my god, I have 5 slots to play with to place anything in this bathroom. What am I going to do?
Well, it's like,
You know?
I think a lot of people is like all these things. They look at people's house and go, all that little detail. Yeah, that tiny little teacup you've got on that thing to make it look a bit more
Is
homely. That's
one
a slot
slot.
gun.
Yeah.
That's a slot gun. That book, that's a slot.
Yeah, people have these lovely elaborate things, but I've noticed that
Like,
you don't see the rest of their house.
yeah, like our toilet in our FC house. That's 25, 30 slots just on a toilet.
Well, that was something we did when we were drunk. We were like, we need to make a toilet, so
Yes.
we made like a
But
cistern and a handle.
But the toilet itself is like 3 slots, 3 or 4 slots.
Yeah.
Just for the toilet.
And then you got the bathroom, which is partition with a door. Then you've got the tiles. Then you've got the floor tiles. Then you've got the bathtub itself. And you've got the towel.
And the ashtray randomly.
We've got an ashtray randomly in there. Just bits and pieces, just decorating a normal place. So when you go on Twitter and you see these people and they've made this beautiful decoration, oh my goodness, like just 9 times out of 10, somewhere the rest of the house will suffer.
Yeah.
You'll get that lovely area, that like lovely lounge area with all those lovely partitions, making it look like it's this beautiful open space with plant pots and
then you go behind the partition, it's just empty.
Yeah, and then you go to like the downstairs or something, and it's just like this void. It's like, oh, okay. You know, we need double the slots on each size. So small, double it. Medium, double it. Large, double it. We need 800 slots is probably about where it needs to be.
800 to 1,000, yeah. And then you'd want, probably about 100 for outside, wouldn't you? 80 to 100, I'd say.
I'd say 100 would be ideal.
Yeah, for a large garden.
Yeah, just do it like 100, 80, 70 in that order.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
You know? I don't see a problem with that. I know there's limitations, but you'll notice that a lot of the housing designs that they've come out with or have been design winners that they've chosen to put in a game now have a bajillion outdoor items baked into them to get around that. They're actually at the item limit. And what that means is not just that it's the limit of what they can physically code onto those items. It's also, I don't know if you realize this, but if you walk about 50, down the road from your house, if you choose one of those new designs, disappears. It literally blinks out of existence. Even on PC with max draw distance, it disappears because of the what do you call it? The what's it called?
Item draw distance, item render limits.
Culling. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Because there needs to be culling, because if it tries to render all of that at the same time, just a generic house that they've had all time doesn't disappear. It just downscales for your vision. Renders doesn't render it all. It's just a block in the distance. But these just disappear straight up, like disappear.
Yeah, and if you have like occlusion culling on or stuff like that, it gets even worse.
Yeah, I don't have that stuff on, but I can.
No.
PS4 has it on, doesn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. PS5's the PS5 client's really good, by the way. Just letting you know. It's as good as the PC client. Actually, it's really good. Gone a little bit off topic, but yeah.
Yeah.
Other things we might see from the keynote. I'm trying to think. Would they show us Pandemonium? Will they? I mean, they showed us artwork last time. Do they want to keep that under wraps?
Well, Keynote's, he's not got a computer or anything, has he?
No.
It's all. I imagine it may be a trailer for it, with maybe like the first ish boss.
Will they just?
Wait, what did they do? Because they did a sort of trailery thing, didn't they, for Eden?
They did, yeah.
And then in the background, because you saw Eden in the background, didn't you?
Yeah.
So I imagine they might do something like that.
I'm not sure what would be at this FanFest, honestly, in terms of Endwalker. Endwalker is just such a mystery to me at the minute. I'm loving it. Like everything is just like being drip fed, and we don't get any information. Like,
yeah, so I imagine there've got to be some new features and additions they're putting in. That
they haven't talked about.
Because I mean, like the stuff like we got Island Sanctuary,
yeah.
But I mean, all that extra budget from cutting down to one dungeon where they're saying they're going to try new things. I mean, you got Island Sanctuary, sure. There's got to be something else.
Unless Island Sanctuary is way bigger than we think, and it's literally the entire island.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man.
You mean like Animal Crossing?
No, like Harvest Moon. Everybody says Animal Crossing. I'm sorry, but Animal Crossing has very little in the way of, like, there's like
that type of game,
crops and stuff. Harvest Moon is a better representation because you're actually,
yeah, true, but I have no idea what that is.
Oh, right, I see. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Just give us an entire island. Give us a marketplace to sell our goods, to make a little bit of gil and stuff, or whatever, or its own currency. I don't know. But
yeah,
apart
I
from
imagine
that, you are right. I'm not sure what else they have planned.
They've got to be some other features. I mean, what do we have in Shadowbringers? We had trusts.
I mean, okay, Stormblood added submarines that we all thought we were going to actually be able to pilot, and then we realized they were just exactly like the airships, and you just sent them out on missions, and we were all very disappointed, if you remember.
But that was when they was going their low scale, wasn't they? 2 dungeons. So, because when you think Shadowbringers, they pulled out ocean fishing.
Maybe we'll have spaceships that we send out as a grand company, a free company.
I mean, possible. But yeah. I mean, Shadowbringers, with their improved budget from scaling down dungeons, they brought out
I know, but I don't
trusts, ocean fishing.
Yeah, well, maybe it's just more of the same stuff. Maybe they'll just try and flesh out ocean fishing.
Oh yeah, they revamped Diadem, didn't they, and stuff like that. So
I mean, it's likely that ocean fishing will see some areas other than just in our waters. Maybe some Doman waters, maybe something like that. It'd be nice to fish next to Kagane, wouldn't it?
I wonder if they're gonna. Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna implement. Are they gonna have like sort of side content sort of set on the first, you reckon, in Endwalker?
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Is that? Yeah.
This planet that we're on right now.
That? You mean the source?
Yeah, the first is done. You won't see anything to do with that ever again.
I don't know.
No, honestly, in Endwalker, you will not see anything to do with the first. I can guarantee that. I will. I will put.
It seems a little weird, doesn't it?
50 Great British pence on the line here. I bet you. I hereby bet that there will be no content.
I'll give you 50p,
content to do with the first in Endwalker. And I mean content as in we go there for a reason at all. Seriously. The only thing you might see is maybe the continuation of the Void quests. That's all I can imagine. Have you done the Void quests?
Not yet. No, I'm still leveling. Okay. I still got level Samurai and Dancer.
Yeah, we need to do an entire episode just talking about those at some point in the future. Once you've done them, because they're interesting. But I really don't think that.
I mean, that would count as side content set on the first, though, right?
Who needs anything in the first?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. They spent all this time and made all these stuff, and then what? They're just going to chuck it away.
Well, that's what they did with Doma. Look at Stormblood. We don't go there for any reason now.
You mean Shadowbringers? Yeah, but Shadowbringers pushed it on.
No, Stormblood stuff. Like, no, seriously, you don't go to Yangsha for any content that's new. There's nothing being added to any of those zones. There hasn't been.
Yeah, with Shadowbringers, obviously.
Yeah, well, think about it. We're not going to be going back to Shadowbringers areas for any reason, are we? It's all going to be focused around the world burning, Eorzea, this place that we're in right now. This area plus Favnir. That's an entire island, not just a city. Remember, right? That they said an entire island, so that'll be your main leveling area.
Yeah, that's why I said side content.
Right, but side content would be here. It would be like Limsa, it'd be in Gridani. I don't know. It'd be somewhere. It'd be in Favnir. It'd be wherever. It's not going to be in the first. We literally said goodbye to the first. Literally. We waited.
I I mean, technically speaking,
Eden's over. Everything's over.
I mean, technically speaking, we didn't actually say goodbye because we can travel at any point.
50p.
We'll go with 50p.
50p says, because that's how rich I am. 50 whole pence.
I mean, they've got characters in place on the first to do side content with.
James, it's not going to happen. You're not going to get any content with Reen. I'm so sorry.
I want actually.
You're not going to have anything to do with the first for the next expansion. Not at all. Maybe in 2 expansions time when they're like, oh, let's get all these characters from before. We're not going to see it. Honestly, I really doubt it. There won't be a reason to go to the first, apart from for you to do your dailies that you still probably haven't done to unlock a tank mount.
Oh, stupid beast tribes.
That's my exact point. You see, there's no reason that you, apart from sightseeing, there's not going to be any new. Oh, they've added a new quest where you get to go and talk to Runar. It's not going. No.
Yes, petition to bring back Runar.
Yeah, just like, oh dear, no.
It's Runar making spouting out poems about Y'shtolas. I'll leave it there.
Oh, jeez. Ah, dear. The one that got away, yeah. All that. Flipping heck. I'm at loss for words now. I don't know where to go with this. But, yeah, there won't be anything to do with the first. That chapter's closed.
Can we send Alrunvold to the first?
Why? What's wrong with Arenvald?
He's an idiot.
Okay, well, we can't talk about specifics of storyline of why he's an idiot. But, yeah, I agree.
Can we send him to the first? It'd be much easier.
Yeah, that's true. Again, this is not a speculation as to what the patch that we have in 5.55 is.
Yes,
so we can't talk
that's
about
the thing. Feyru's going to come and take out around all the way.
Feywall, okay. Now that's the crossover I would allow. Feywall coming to our world permanently.
You mean Titania?
Titania, yeah, basically. Yeah, she'd be a great Scion.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
She actually would.
She basically manipulates Taru in her sleep, doesn't she, to do stuff.
So. True. What else could we see? I suppose, like... Oh, big one. Price and price of collector's edition and what the collector's edition has in it.
It's going to be like $80, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's always a Fanfest thing. It's always a Fanfest unveil is the collector's edition.
Also a new mount.
What are we thinking of the mount, though? Is it going to be a pizza slice?
It's going to be...
Oh, God.
A loaf of bread.
Oh,
with Leah's face on the front.
For goodness sake. Lower bread mount.
Yes. I don't know about mounts. I mean, no one saw the weird mount we got from Shadowbringers, so...
What new mount?
The collector's edition mount from Shadowbringers. When that first came.
What was it again?
It's that stupid horse with tusks. What's it called?
Oh,
Granny or something.
Granny. And we were just laughing, saying, "Oh, make sure you ride your granny." Oh dear, we are still children at heart.
I imagine it's going to be some.
It'll just be like some. Oh, imagine if it's like an undead horse with like spectral.
Why horse? Leave the horses alone.
I don't know, because Reaper, and it's like.
We need less horses mounts in the game, seriously.
Like the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse style, like green gas coming out of a horse, and it's just a skeleton.
Why does it have to be a horse, though? Why can't it be any other animal?
Because it's Xenos, and he's not going to get his ass on anything else, is he? He's not going to be able to... Nothing else is going to be able to support his weight. Maybe an elephant. There we go, spectral elephant mount. There we go.
Yeah.
Just reskin the elephant mount that we've got from the Beast Tribe. No one will notice. It's fine, Square. It's fine. Undead elephants. That'd be kind of cool, actually. In a weird kind of Lord of the Rings kind of way. Yeah. Don't know. I think it might. You might be right with. I think it'll be more than 80. I think it'll be like 100 and something.
Nah, I mean the last one was only 60.
I don't know. They might like have a solid, like iron
I suppose,
Scythe.
yeah.
Oh,
I
imagine if the
suppose.
collector's edition came with a scythe. Just a scythe.
Well, it will, but it'll be a digital one.
No, but like an actual scythe. Just
Well, yeah.
no, I'm not talking like a long poled one. Just like a miniature, like I don't know, size of your computer case.
Well, yeah. With what we're thinking, we're
Scythe.
thinking 60 for the base, 80 for the digital collector's edition, and maybe 100 and something for physical copies or something. Digital edition.
You know for a fact that they're going to have Final Fantasy IV related in-game cosmetic collector's items, though.
Oh, yeah.
You'll have some kind of like I don't know.
Minion.
Oh, they might put an earring in again, like a leveling earring. Don't they usually do that with the XP earring thing?
They did with Shadowbringers.
Yeah, just do like a Zodiac statue as an earring. That'd be cool as crap, actually. Imagine that. Similar to the salt and pepper shakers they sent me. Like,
but I mean, wouldn't it just
Zodiac.
be easier? Wouldn't it just? But I mean, wouldn't it just be easy to just level up the Aetheryte ring to 80 instead of 70?
No, because then they can't sell more stuff.
Yeah, but then they could literally. But then you're looking at going from like.
It's all about just increasing profits.
We've already got the Alamegan earring and the Aetheryte earrings, which you can't wear at the same time.
True. Yeah.
So
I don't know.
The Alamegan earrings are like literally ridiculously.
Well, what would you want to see? A minion? They'll probably be a minion, right?
Unless, of course, they do a bracelet or a ring, because we've already got a ring we can put on. Unless they do like a bracelet or a necklace, because it can't be earrings. So the Aetheryte earrings are useless if that starts from level 1. There's no point in having it start at level 70 because it's a 10 level earring, which is useless. Or 20 level.
Maybe they give us a glamour.
Possibly.
Like an astronaut suit.
Well, yeah, there'll be a mount, a minion.
Put the Final Fantasy VIII astronaut suit that Renoa nearly dies in.
Yeah, there'll be a mount, minion, and a weapon, and then probably something else. Then some sort of cosmetic piece, won't it? Like we got the Aetheryte earring. And then...
I'm looking forward to buying it, though. I know that I'm going to buy it. I do all the time, so... I wonder what the statue would be for the physical collectors, though. Would it be a scythe? Would it be Xenos just again?
It's a
it could be Fandaniel, couldn't it?
If it's Fandaniel, no one's going to buy it because no.
What if it was Fandaniel impaled on a stick?
Oh, it's a massive statue of Zodiac stabbing Fandaniel in the face.
Ooh, actually, what about a Zodiac stamping on Heidelin like on a t-shirt, but as a statue?
You mean the other way around?
No, I mean exactly what I'm saying. Just flip things upside down, like stamping on her. It's the reverse.
I mean, they could do it. Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to have a Heidelin Zodiac statue.
I mean, I'd buy it.
Yeah, I probably would, to be fair.
So one of the things that Brian from Work to Game and quite a few other people have wanted from this is the Xbox version. Yeah, of Final Fantasy XIV. Now, as much as I'd like to see more people play on the Xbox and join us for this, since we already have consoles and stuff, crossplay, and as much as apparently they've worked out all of the differences, and Phil Spencer said it's fine, and all of this, and they're just waiting to pull the trigger, I don't know, for some reason, I still don't see it happening for some reason. In my head, I just don't... I'll believe it when I see it. I really don't think it'll happen.
Yes, because we're all going to believe what Phil Spencer from Microsoft says.
I don't know.
I mean, let's be honest here. I get it, because Microsoft are really trying to push this ecosystem-y stuff.
Yeah.
With it being on PC and on Xbox. Basically bringing games and everything.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, take Halo, for example. To play online on, as far as I'm aware, on Halo Master Chief Collection, you have to have Xbox Live to even play online. But then if you play it on PC, you don't. But then Square Enix are not going to allow them to charge for Xbox Live.
Well, apparently that's been talked about. According to Brian, apparently that's already a thing that isn't a problem. There are already game services. Since the whole the pass thing that they've been doing, they've decided they've allowed more companies to put their game on their platform that have their own subscription models, and they don't need Live to actually access those games. So they have actually gone full PlayStation with that now, apparently. From what I've been told, apparently there are instances where they've gone back on that original problem, and they've actually allowed for companies to charge their own subscription and have their thing on their platform without the need of Live. So I guess that was the last hurdle that's now gone.
Well, there's Microsoft's stupid update system.
There is that, and that's the thing that worries me the most, and that's something that really bugs me.
The experience I've had with things moving is, for example, Path of Exile. Their update system is PC goes out, and then literally 2 to 3, even 4 weeks later, the Xbox people get the updates.
It could even be the other way around, though. It could be the Xbox people have to review all the patch prior to...
They do, yes.
But prior to everyone getting the game as well.
Yeah, but that means they'd have to finish every patch 4 weeks early. Or however long it takes for them to send out the code.
No, it would just mean that every patch is now delayed by 4 weeks.
Yes, well, no, because it wouldn't be delayed. Then that'd just be the normal time, which means they'd have to finish 4 weeks early.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, but either way you look at it, that update structure is quite harmful.
Well, yes, because obviously they can't
have to run their own checks. That was the agreement, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's different now because I haven't played Path of Exile in a long time. But the way it worked was, once a code's out, they have to send the update through to Microsoft, where they basically check it. They have to check it for compatibility and all that stuff before they'll allow you to put it live on the Xbox. Which obviously, depending on how big you are and how much time it takes and how big the patch is and what they've got in the thing, like if there's a big Fortnite patch or something, you're probably getting taken a backseat if they're checking that first.
But that's the big problem with an MMORPG, though. Whilst if you had it this way, let's just put it this perspective. If the Xbox did have it and it needed to have all of these checks for each individual patch, and it's 4 weeks like behind or whatever for them to do their checks, okay, right? Say for instance the rest of the world, including PlayStation and PC, got the version of that patch. The Xbox player wouldn't be able to log into the game for a month.
No. Yes, which is why the thing.
That's why it wouldn't work.
But then here's the problem that comes in with the other point is, I don't know how hotfixes work.
Well,
it's like right now they can just push a hotfix live on as a server.
Well, hotfixes in Final Fantasy's thing are actually patches, but there we go.
Yes, that's what I mean. If they have to push, like, oh, there's a hotfix, we've got a hotfix ready, but unfortunately we've got to give it 2 weeks so Microsoft can check it.
I mean, that would just be annoying. Would it be really worth the wait just to have more people? I don't know. Is that something that people agree with?
I mean, if Xbox basically does the PlayStation version where you can play, you don't need Xbox Live, and the patches, and Microsoft are not delaying the patch cycle, brilliant. Also, would that mean it'd be on like the Microsoft Store and you could download it on PC and have like a Microsoft version of a launcher?
Oh no, please.
Because we already have issues on PC. We already have issues on PC. Now it's going to be that. In that case, it'd be: do you have the main client, the Microsoft client, or the Steam client? Because you have to buy a license for all three of them.
Oh, the pain. That's a good point.
But actually, that would thing. People who play on PC and on Xbox would only have to buy one license.
Technically.
Whereas people who play on PC and PS2,
oh my god,
PS5 would technically. I mean, can you imagine the outrage of PlayStation people having to buy two to play on both, and Xbox people only having to pay one license?
Yeah, that would stink. Can you imagine the outrage if they announced that Final Fantasy XIV was coming to PS2?
Oh yeah, PS2.
It's
Now
a
supporting.
downscale. Yeah.
Now supporting PS2. You can run it. You can run the game at 144p.
We've still got to use that terrible internet wireless adapter thing that
Oh
never
god.
worked properly, or get the LAN one that worked even worse. Oh man,
Oh.
I know retro's in, but geez, that's a what we're gonna release Final Fantasy 14 on the Switch next. Heaven forbid.
No, what you on about? The SNES.
Oh right, I thought the Switch would be bad enough. A lot of people have actually consciously said that they're unhappy that there isn't a Switch version of 14, and I just shake my head and go, "Are you serious? Like, do you know what it would take to put this game on the Switch? Do you even realize what that would take?"
Yeah, a lot of people said, "Oh, yeah, the Switch is more powerful than people give credit."
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's powerful, it's great, but
but
you're gonna have a bad time.
yeah. I mean, what you planning on running it? 720p.
No, it'd be
30 FPS?
480, wouldn't it?
Well, 30 FPS I was going for.
You'd have to run it. I mean, what's the size of the screen? Although there is rumors of a new Switch coming out that's 4K, apparently, isn't there? Wasn't that
resolution has nothing to do with the size of the screen?
No, but like a 4K capable machine, it was supposed to be like fully all this.
Yeah, but how big? But it wasn't that only on docked mode. Wasn't that rumor only?
Yeah, which is fine because who plays it portable really? Apart from I play it mostly in dock mode myself, but
so basically, you
make it a docked only mode version of the game. It kind of defeats the point. I think people just want a portable Final Fantasy 14, and there are other ways of doing it, guys.
But you know what it is? It's basically so people can just press a macro to craft while they're walking about. What about?
Well, you've got basically your Steam share thingy on your phone. I tried that out. It works gloriously. I mean, it's not great for doing any content, but it's pretty good for like crafting and fishing. And
yeah,
stuff.
but I suppose the only problem is you need to have like a PC turned on at all time, which is fine for you, but
yeah, and a decent internet connection. Otherwise, it's horrible.
I mean, there's like Nvidia's as well, isn't there? I don't know if it's supported on Nvidia.
GeForce, I mean, isn't it a whole GeForce Now thingy?
Yes. Can't
you just turn on any screen and play any game through that?
No. GeForce Now is it's a streaming service. It's not taking your PC.
I know it is. I know exactly what it is.
You can run any supported game because some developers didn't like the fact that Nvidia was allowing you to play your games you own on a streaming service, so they turned around and basically said, "We're going to sue you if you don't remove it."
Interesting.
Yes. So games got unsupported through GeForce Now because the developers want them to rebuy it. They reckon they should have to rebuy the game to use the streaming service, like Stadia and stuff like that.
I really am not a fan of these like Stadia and stuff anyway. I really don't.
I mean, GeForce Now is, I mean, if you travel a lot, it's a good thing because you can basically run your Steam library if they don't.
I get that. I get that. It's just I don't like the concept of paying for something, and once you finish paying for it, that's not yours now.
Well, no, things like Stadia, you actually buy the entire game to use on their service.
Fair enough. Steam. I still don't like it. I think it's weird. I don't know. I'm an old person. I like my discs. I like my installations. I like things to be purchased on Steam. I don't know.
Yeah, GeForce Now would be good if if you just take your Steam library from your PC and go, I've got this game. Can I use your hardware to play it?
Yeah,
that'd be brilliant. Apart from
anyway.
Yeah, we're getting off topic again, as always.
Oh dear. So I guess apart from that, it'll be merch, right? They'll probably show off some merch. Probably new Encyclopedia Eorzea. A lot of people are predicting another Encyclopedia. A lot of people want one, including myself.
New Primal soundtrack, probably
like some kind of statue or something. They always do some kind of extravagant thing.
Yeah,
Trying
what
to
do you
think what
reckon?
else there would be, because it's usually like, I suppose they already have the FanFest merch up there, but it's kind of meager. I'm not a fan of most of that merch. There's a couple of things, like the t-shirts are nice.
The pre-order stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, you got
The EU pre-orders have been delayed to July, by the way. So Americans are currently receiving their FanFest merch, and if you live in the EU, your pre-order merch is delayed till July, late July. So enjoy that. And in fact, there are some things, such as the Ronka pencil case and such, those have been delayed till August.
Oof.
So, yeah, if you thought that you were going to wear your favorite t-shirt, your new favorite t-shirt to FanFest this weekend.
So basically, what they did was they basically went, "Hey, look, we're going to increase the pre-orders because people were a bit annoyed with how little we got, but then we're going to delay it all."
Yeah, I mean, like the Y'shtola figure is like still August, I think. The
big one.
Yeah, there's also they bring arts or whatever it is, play arts or whatever. There's all sorts of stuff like that, but it wouldn't surprise me if we saw some new merch. Honestly, being like, this is what you'll be able to get in the future. I think the biggest thing that most people are looking for is collector's edition, what it looks like, the job itself, preview trailer.
On the EU page, it literally says it's still released. There's no.
Yes, it says it's released, but if you click on actually to purchase it, it gives you product information and tells you it's coming out in July. I've looked at all this on stream the other day. Anyway, as I was saying, so people are saying that we're probably going to get, most likely, out of anything, job trailer, a breakdown of like what this melee job even works as. It's basically like a summary. They'll go, this is going to be an answer to this. So it's going to use this particular type of gear. It's going to be using scythes or whatever, right? Blah, 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 blah. Then we'll have, like, probably, I would really hope a trailer. The biggest thing is a trailer. Remember that the keynote itself is 2 hours long, okay?
Yeah, that'll be a big thing on, I think, data center travel. And then
so 2 hours
there'll be, then
a long time.
then they'll do features and additions that are coming. So Island Sanctuary and whatever else they have planned. Probably something like, we're updating ocean fishing to you can dual wield rods.
What?
Or something.
No, it'll be new zones. Come on, or a new bait probably and stuff. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, yeah, I wasn't no prediction.
Maybe if you hold like a net in one hand. I don't know. Anyway, but that's the basic that we've got. We kind of went on a tangent a lot today, but honestly, it's sometimes nice to just sit down and talk about this stuff. We really haven't had the opportunity to do so. So.
No, we haven't really had a chance to just speak lately.
Man, the real world's a little bit crazy at the moment.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that we'll be surprised. I'm hoping that we're going to find some stuff announced that
I think there's going to be. There's usually one thing we go, ooh.
Last time it was like 5 things we went, ooh.
Yeah.
You know?
It was like, what?
Yeah. I would like to see more oohs and ahs.
Yeah.
What I don't want to see is...
Oh.
It's actually a hammer wielder.
Do we think we'll get more on PvP?
Small scale PvP. Yes, I want to see more info on that. Mostly because that does interest me, because I don't like waiting forever in PvP queues. I'd like to do some...
They might actually do something with... they might do that under features and additions, because...
Maybe.
I feel like Island Sanctuary, maybe they'll touch on that.
It is a big feature, to be fair, because they're cancelling a feast season for it. If you remember, apparently there's not going to be a feast season that particular period of time because...
Yeah, and then they said if it works, they might actually get rid of feast altogether.
That's right. And
so I imagine they've got to that, right?
I would like them to get rid of feast. So small scale PvP with rankings sounds great. I mean, are we talking 2s? Are we talking 2v2s or what?
I don't know. We've literally got no information.
1v1s? 1v1 tournament would be interesting.
Mm.
That would be fun. I'd actually go and have a bit of fun with that.
Free for all?
Who knows? But they said there's
4-player free-for-all.
the quote I got was there's definitely going to be something that everybody wants to collect from this in terms of rewards. Paraphrasing.
Can we just not have exclusive PvP rewards?
Well, no, let's have small scale exclusive PvP rewards and not put everything behind feast rankings.
Well,
You know, and if it's a PvE related mount, can we have it from PvE instead of from PvP? I'm fine with PvP getting fancy looking stuff, as long as it's not just like Aulus's chair or, you know, the drilling machine. Like, come on, guys. Like, why did you give them the Prometheus?
You want this really cool mount? Do PvP.
Yeah, and it makes no sense. It's like that chair mount has nothing to do with PvP.
Yeah, they should have dropped it from the dungeon it was in.
Yeah, like why is it not in Alamego or whatever?
Yeah, instead of the stupid Reaper thing that looks crap.
Yeah. I mean, they've given them plenty of like hellhounds and stuff before.
Yeah.
Go down that route. Give them epic looking PvP mounts. They're like a stallion. I don't know what it is with me and horses. I don't know. A big dragon with like metal armor. Oh my god, everybody would do PvP then. But don't, oh god, give us the mounts that we want from our PvE instances as well.
Yeah.
Make it fair, you know. Or scrap Feast altogether, unpopular opinion, and do your small scale PvP. I'm looking forward to it. Being someone who doesn't really enjoy the PvP, I'll go, you know, small scale PvP, whatever you've got planned, because they said they wanted to increase the queue time, decrease the queue times, and increase the amount of pops.
Also, try making something that you can actually use your PvP team for.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, but that's more of a team-based thing.
Yeah, but it's still small scale, isn't it? They could have a solo version and a team version.
I don't know why they don't do 2v2, honestly. A 2v2 tournament it works in other games. If they really want an example of a game that is flourishing in PvP right now, go play World of Warcraft. I'm not kidding. There was 13,000 people in the recent league. 13,000 on one of the American server things. Like, what do you call it? Data center? I don't know what it's called. Server group.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, 13,000 people in that bracket. Holy crap. We can only imagine seeing 13,000 people.
We might get 13.
Might get 3,000, I don't know, but 13,000, it's just like, there's a reason though, because the PvP isn't bad in that game. You know, it really isn't. It used to be pretty awful in places, but from what I've seen, they've done a pretty good job, but that's because mostly there's no PvE to do at the moment. But it does look cool.
Yeah, PvP is a weird one because it's like, you have your full rotation, it gets weird in PvP.
Yeah.
Then you have your cut down one, it just feels weird because it's a cut down rotation.
I don't like the fact that we suddenly have different abilities when we go into PvP. I think that's crap. I know the reason they wanted to scale things separately, but come on, just same abilities. Just
like Black Mage having like stupid amounts of movement.
It's weird. It doesn't play the same, and if anyone, I don't know, it just doesn't. It doesn't work with me. I don't know. I just like the spells to do the same kind of thing, or be the same thing, but with an extra tooltip of this actually adds a snare, or this, removes a snare, or this incapacitates someone, or something. I don't know. Or I don't know.
Basically, yeah, CC.
Yeah, CC and stuff just added to things, but that tooltip's only active whilst in PvP. What's wrong with that? WoW's done that for the past bajillion years. Terra's done it, and Terra's an awful game at endgame, in PvP. There's so many games that do that, and then Final Fantasy's like, no, we're going to be special. We're going to have our abilities completely different.
Or how about turn the limited job system into a PvP job system?
I don't know. We've talked about limited job PvP, and I'm up for it. But there we go.
No, but I meant literally just make a bunch of classes that are PvP only.
That sounds horrible.
and balance them around PvP.
No, that sounds terrible. I'm sorry. I disagree. That sounds terrible.
Hey, it would make the PvP better.
I want PvP to be accessible and make it so that you can press U right now, go to the PvP section and queue for something and not wait 20 minutes. And that's going to involve getting people interested in it. And
someone doesn't play DPS very often.
Right. No, but for PvP, there's too much. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels like for PvP, there should be more reason to do it, not just for a mount reward.
I mean, let's be honest. If you're queuing for 20 minutes, that's not that bad. To be fair, if you're queuing for over an hour, yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, I just think that there should be more people doing PvP, but the reason they're not doing PvP is because it sucks, and the only reason that there are people doing PvP is for mounts.
Right. I'm pretty sure there's like one person who enjoys PvP.
No, there's plenty of people, before I annoy everyone in the community, there's plenty of people who enjoy PvP. I'm sure there's going to be this guy who comments that's like, you're wrong. Yeah, there's plenty of people who enjoy PvP, but they make up such a minority, and you could agree that PvP needs to be worked on to make it more fun, so that more people... Surely, as a player who loves PvP, right, as a commenter right now, before you press the enter button, okay, you would agree that it would be nicer if there was more people that you could kill. Right? And for that to happen, PvP needs to be more approachable and less ridiculous. It needs to be more... just the queue times suck. The change of abilities, most people are like, why has my abilities changed to this other garbage? They can't get around that.
You can't say your hotbar unless you're in the Wolf's Den.
Which is stupid.
Yeah.
Your rewards are honestly, frankly, just a joke. The win trading is a joke. The fact that you could, up until recently, before they still haven't fixed it properly, have ults and then basically kill, queue them, multi-box them and kill them, on free trials, by the way, which is how people were getting in the top 100, by the way. They were win trading against free trials.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but a select couple of people, notably. Square Enix apparently is well aware of this, but no action's been taken at this time. It's like, right. Maybe it's because it was just too blatantly easy to do and there's no real punishment for that. So they're going to have to rework that. Honestly, get your feast, throw it in like a batch of concrete, wait till it sets, throw it in the Limson Leminson Ocean, right? And then come up with something that's half decent, that doesn't alienate your player base and has decent rewards, but the reward itself is actually enjoyment of actually being able to queue into it and have some fun. Because at the minute, it's not as enjoyable as it could be. And at the moment, if you said to me, would you rather have a raid or a PvP season? I'd say a raid. I'd say wipe PvP clean off the face of the planet, and I think the majority of the player base would agree. There would be a small minority who would disagree, but a lot of people would say goodbye PvP. There's plenty of people I talk to that were like, I'd much rather if there just wasn't any PvP if it's going to be like this. I agree. It is kind of sad. I mean, I do the PvP achievements, okay? I'll go in and I'll do Rival Wings and I'll do the rest of it, okay? Do I enjoy it? No. Yeah, the robots are a cool gimmick for a while in that particular one mode. But also then there's the fact that there isn't a PvP roulette. What's that about? Seal Rock. When do we ever get to do Seal Rock? When do we get to do Siege? When do we get to do the rest of this stuff?
It's not a roulette. It's literally
yeah. It's just
one mode every time.
So why isn't there a roulette system?
Yeah, I don't know why it's not PvP roulette instead of. I mean,
it should just queue you into any of this stuff that's listed in that potential thing, like any PvP that exists. And you know what annoys me is they add new front lines and stuff and new concepts every single time.
Is it a size limit? Do you think?
I don't.
Because I don't know. Can you do a roulette where party size varies?
Well, there's plenty of them that share the same party size. They could just put those in a roulette.
Well, it's front lines and rival wings, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll just put them together in a roulette.
You mean and actually have something that isn't just Seal Rock?
Yeah, and have Siege and then like some,
I'll fail to glory.
Literally, anything in that PvP window that shares the same party limit should be in a roulette, and it should be rewarded once per day with a large amount of whatever. I don't know, wolf marks, I don't know, stickers, anything. Tony the Tiger stickers.
Have they changed how Frontline works then?
What do you mean?
Because, like, if you go on the Duty Finder, the only thing you can actually queue for right now is Seal Rock. It says if you go on, like, Fields of Glory...
they did, yeah. They because of... basically, there was this whole complaint, which was a rightful complaint of there wasn't enough people to do these things and the queues were taking too long. So instead of adding a roulette, they decided to just make it so that you couldn't queue for anything else until they rotate that through, because they apparently are going to be rotating.
You change it every day at 4 p.m. Earth time.
There we go. So it's something each day. But that's their answer instead of adding a roulette.
Yeah, because they don't understand with Rival Wing, don't they?
I personally I give up with PvP. I give up.
Why not just put it all into a roulette?
Yeah. Why?
There we go.
That's the big question. Why?
They literally did the same. They literally do it for alliance raids.
Yeah, every single alliance raid
and normal raids.
Every single alliance raid.
I mean, if you can make a roulette for guild tests, you can make a roulette for PvP.
Is it the willingness though? That's what it comes down to. Or is there big plans for PvP we don't know about where they scrap a lot of this junk and reform it into something that works properly? I'm so sorry to the PvP people that really love PvP. Don't get me wrong, the idea of PvP in this game isn't a bad concept. I just think it needs love, okay? And that's
a roulette will work as soon as you give tomes for it.
Yeah. Revelation tomes. There you go.
Yeah, 50 revelation. Yeah, for doing a PvP roulette, which could be either Astral or
give
Rival
people
Wing.
50 tomes per day for doing it. Easy.
You mean you could, yeah, for large scale PvP, basically.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah, done. People will do it.
I mean, I don't know. I think small scale PvP has to bring something fun to the table. And I think I'm actually excited for it because I won't have to necessarily, hopefully, deal with the horrible queue times and, just the weird, everything's pushed into feast. You know, that ranking system is atrocious. It really is. It really is. It's really bad.
Right.
But there we go. Who knows? Anyway, I think we've gone long enough today. Sorry for all of the tangents and our opinions. These are our opinions. You might disagree with them. It's no reason to hate us. It's just you got to admit that we are probably wrong in your eyes on some things.
Hey, what about? I'm pretty sure they love our tangents.
And I'm pretty sure that there are plenty of people who have their own opinions, and we respect all of them. This is not an attack directly to any subset of the community in any way, shape, or form. Before anyone gets to, knickers in a twist. It's just the way that we see the game. We just want PvP to be more well received, to have less horrible queue times, and to have better rewards and involvement. And the reward itself being enjoyable gameplay, because at the minute it feels clunky, it doesn't work very well, and there's plenty of people who do come to the game brand new that are not enjoying it, and they should have the opportunity to enjoy it, because it's just not fun waiting that long. Apart from that, Fanfest, very hyped for that. There's lots of stuff to look forward to. Of course, we don't know anything, really. We're just speculating. But it'll be interesting to see how right we are and how many things just suddenly come out of nowhere. So we'll probably do another tea time to wrap up after the Fanfest, just to go over our thoughts and opinions, if you're up for that, James.
Oh, I'm sure we can schedule it around me.
Yeah, around your work.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how it is. So yeah, let's walk away from this bunny that's blocking you, and we'll do a bow, and we'll wrap this one up. But thank you all so much for watching, and of course, if you like these sorts of tangents, then you're going to love our my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Meoni. Usually 5 days a week. We cut down a little bit due to the fact that Fanfest is soon. I often go off of tangents. You can come and ask me questions, share your opinions, talk about PvP, and make me shrug. And there we go, like last time. But
And join the Discord.
yeah, join the Discord. There's a link in the description. Come and join in. Have some fun. We all love the game. We all love every aspect of it. But there are truly aspects we want to see more fleshed out. And we value all of your constructive, hopefully, feedback. But that's it from me. You got anything you want to say, James?
No, I've done the usual plug of joining this Discord.
Oh, join the Discord. And just join the Discord. Enjoy. Right.
Yes.
Right. 3, 2, 1. That wasn't too bad. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy FanFest. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.